I tried so hard to love you. 52,000 views at the moment of this stream. But you're the fakest person I know. And then the chat reacts to this live, on a live stream. Like, dude, if this happened to me, oh my goodness. Like, I think if this happened to anyone, it would be a generational crash out. And that's exactly what this character does right after this. Like, soon as he gets broken up with live, in the middle of a live stream at that, he straight up goes for the next week after this event and just starts playing dating sims live, breaking down, crashing out, and everybody starts calling him cringe, mocking him and everything. Oh my goodness, what a start to a series. Like, this is something you would see everybody talking about. Like, if this theoretically ever happened, like, in real life, like, this type of event, you know everyone on the internet would be talking about how, like, the generational crash out. And I do feel like there would be a lot of support, technically, for the guy in this particular case, because the fact that it was on live stream and the way it was done just makes it really messed up. However, there is a lot of things about this situation that you just, you gotta think about for a moment. Like, why did she even say this to begin with? Why was it on live? And obviously, this will lead to a lot of toxic discussion back and forth on who is in the right or not. But my goodness, like, instantly when I started this series called Dating Simon, which you can see right here, I was like, okay, I'm invested already. I'm invested to see what's going to happen to this man and how he's going to get his life back in order after literally having this done to him in front of literally 50,000 plus people. And you got to imagine, with 50,000 people watching him actively, that means he's a pretty top streamer. He's a top streamer. Everybody's watching him, which means that there's going to be a lot of clips. There's going to be a lot of people posting these clips in out of context as well, all over the internet, all over different parts of social media. His entire reputation is ruined. And in fact, that's exactly what happens after this. It's literally revealed once all this goes down. He literally lost everything. He lost his friends. He lost family members. He lost business opportunities. He lost any form of bonds that he could have. He lost it all. And he basically just became very depressed and started to just try to go back into the dating scene, but he's just having no luck because of just his sheer depression. It's actually... It's insane. Like, it's crazy how this story feels so realistic despite how bonkers it actually gets in the upcoming chapters. So let's segue into that. So, Dating Simon, or as you can see, it's definitely a pun on Dating Simulator. It is currently with only 4 chapters, and I've read all 4 chapters. Very good. Literally just started like a week ago, as you can see. And more or less, to kind of summarize this story, besides what I've already said, you have our main male character here that meets an android, literally an AI slash robot girl, that is trying to understand the meaning of what love and emotion is. Now, obviously, that's a very generic and common theme within a lot of different literature, not just, let's say, manga, webcomics, anime. It's everywhere, even in live actions and TV shows, books and stuff. It's always been a thing. Can an AI or a robot eventually gain sentience or a soul, emotion, understand human and complex emotions? This has always been a big question, a big discussion point around the entire world when it comes to any form of human discussion. And so the theme here is not necessarily new. However, as I've always said when it comes to themes of stories, regardless of how generic they are or overused they are, it comes down to the writer and how the writer implements these different themes and tropes, if they're actually good or not. And I think in general, Dating Sim is shaping up to actually have really good usage of these cliche tropes that you'd see typically in stories like this. But let's get a little bit further. So this character that actually meets our main male character, Simon, he is not in a good spot. He's literally just sitting there bed rotting. He's sitting in his apartment letting trash build up. And then one day in the middle of him watching his favorite VTuber, you know, a girl knocks on the door that looks exactly like his favorite VTuber. And according to this, we found out that she changed her entire appearance to look like his favorite VTuber for he would accept her in, for he could start speaking with her. And one thing leads to another, to where eventually they form a mental link to where he now is a part of a dating simulator, which it loads up in his actual brain. And so it puts him in situations to where he has only these options that he could say to someone that literally is holding a gun trying to kill him. And it's actually kind of hilarious, but also, what would you do in this situation? Like, I'm gonna ask a serious question, okay? If someone was doing this right now to you, holding up a gun to you, and they were about to just, it's about to be lights out for you, okay? And the only options you have right now is this. And this is like really happened to you. And you see this like board pop up in front of you, and you can only see 3 of these things, these 3 different actions. What do you think is the correct action here? Like, what would you do if you were in this situation to where one wrong move, one wrong mistake here of your choices, you're straight up dead? Like, I really like this because it's mixing comedy and tension in a very nice way, because obviously it's quirky and funny since it's using these funny little dating sims bad options that seem apparent, but when you throw it into a serious situation like this, it adds a new layer to it that I honestly really like, because even though this is a fictional story, it's not real, etc., I like the fact that to this man that's in the story, to him, this is his real life. This is his reality, so to speak, and if he makes one wrong move, it's GG. It's over for him, and I like the tension there, that one wrong choice is not just, let's say, a game over and, you know, he resets, goes back to the previous save. No, game over means dead end. It's over for him. He's dead. It's over. Like I said, I like this. This is a really interesting read. A series I discovered, honestly. I saw an ad for it pop up on my phone, actually, when I was, like, scrolling YouTube. And I was like, huh. Okay, I'll check this out. And then I checked it out, and here I am. I will have a link to this in the description if you are interested. It's a very quick read. You can kind of read this in, like, I'm going to be honest, like 20-30 minutes. It's not that, you know, long. But apparently the chapters are coming out weekly, and there might be multiple chapters that come out at once. But let me go a little bit deeper into the story. So basically, after all this goes down, and she, you know, connects with him mentally to learn emotions, obviously she was built by a secret organization, which is why he's at gunpoint right now. They're trying to claim her and get her back. But the thing here is that because of the situation, because that, he can't just end the connection with her, and she can't do it either, it would cause negative effects to both of them, which would result probably just complete shutdown of her systems and ruin the entire project. So he's basically linked to her, and you can see what he does as an option. He tries to kiss her, which is it's a really funny thing. I mean, he gets tased, and he gets tased and then, like, knocked out right after this, which is actually pretty funny. But he's pretty much a part of the experiment now, like the experiment. He has to participate with trying to train her and help her and all that. But once his usefulness is done, they're apparently going to get rid of him and completely silence him. So there is this looming threat as well within the story that after he has done training this robot and his usefulness is over, they're just going to toss him aside like worthless garbage. I am curious to see where that one will go. Another little detail that I really like, by the way, at the end of Chapter 4, the latest chapter that I got to read, this girl right here is the VTuber that he was watching that he really liked, and come to find out that this VTuber is, the one that was at the coffee shop. She was, you know, at a coffee shop at the first chapter of the series where he was having failed dates, and it's clear that she likes him to some degree, and he's completely unaware of this. So we also have a love triangle that's going on in the story. It's not going to just be a one-to-one thing, but at the end of the day, the robot AI girl is not necessarily in love with the MC. She even mentions this in Chapter 2, that she's like a blank piece of paper. She doesn't really have any emotions or anything, so trying to fall in love with her wouldn't make really any sense at all, because she doesn't even understand the concept of romance to begin with. So when you factor all this type of stuff in, the point of the matter is that the main option right now is probably this girl, and the AI girl is probably not really going to be a romantic partner, which is also a nice, interesting twist to the typical formula. So yeah, I like this. I recommend it. I fully recommend it. It's I know this is a short video, but I really wanted to recommend this to you guys because I liked what I read. Link is in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. You can read it completely free and all that, so don't worry about that. You don't have to pay and all that. But anyways, if you like this video, do leave a like on it. Please subscribe. Please click the bell icon down below to receive notifications if I upload. Does help me out quite a bit. And leave a comment for the algorithm because, once again, it helps the video circulate around and more people to see my videos pop up in their feed. But with that, be safe, stay healthy, and I love you guys. Chibi out.